Sharon Stone denounced the current situation in the Hollywood and America and released new details about why she left the United States. And if we look at her words, it is clear that she can't stand America anymore. Sharon Stone is a very successful person. She was enjoying her life with flying private airplanes with her ultra-luxurious lives. However, she decided to leave the United States. According to Sharon Stone, America is going to collapse, so she had to leave. So Sharon Stone shared a few interesting details about the USA, and she had some interesting ideas about what is going on in America. As you know, following Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 US presidential election, numerous celebrities publicly announced their intentions to leave the country, echoing similar sentiments expressed during previous elections. Many of these announcements emerged through social media posts, interviews, and public statements, with celebrities citing political disagreements and concerns about the nation's future as their reasons for relocation. For example, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, her wife, have relocated from Montecito, California to the Cotswolds in rural England. This move follows the conclusion of The Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2022 amid allegations of a toxic workplace environment. The couple's decision to leave the U.S. was reportedly influenced by the re-election of Donald Trump in 2024, prompting them to seek a fresh start abroad. They have sold their Montecito estate and are embracing a quieter lifestyle in the English countryside, joining a community that includes celebrities like the Beckhams and Kate Moss. Recently, they were spotted enjoying an acoustic performance by the Corrs at a local pub owned by Jeremy Clarkson, indicating their integration into the local social scene. And Hollywood celebrities, in general, have been vocal critics of Donald Trump, frequently opposing his policies and rhetoric both during and after his presidency. Many actors, musicians, and filmmakers have used their platforms to denounce his stance on issues such as immigration, climate change, and civil rights. High-profile figures like Meryl Streep, Robert De Niro, and George Clooney have publicly condemned Trump, with Streep famously criticizing him during her Golden Globe speech. They think that Trump is incompetent, and they just are baffled about how the Americans could elect Trump. Why would people vote for him? And that's why people like Sharon Stone can't stand America anymore. Sharon Stone, who has announced departure from the USA and said earlier in July that she would buy a house in Italy and move out of the USA if Donald Trump would be re-elected again. Stone did recently appear at Italy's Torino Film Festival and blasted ignorant and arrogant Americans for the election outcome. We have to stop and think about who we choose for government and if, in fact, we are actually choosing our government or if the government is choosing itself, Stone said in an apparent reference to Trump. You know, Italy has seen fascism. Italy has seen these things, you guys, and you understand what happens. You have seen this before. Stone told the audience, "My country is in the midst of adolescence. Adolescence is very arrogant. Adolescence thinks it knows everything. Adolescence is naive and ignorant and arrogant, and we are in our ignorant, arrogant adolescence. Americans who don't travel, who 80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated are in their extraordinary naivety." Stone added, "What I would say is that the only way that we can help with these issues is to help each other." And of course, Sharon Stone does not need an introduction. She is a well-known actress with a long and eventful career in Hollywood. But she had a lot of very interesting moments in her life, and there were a lot of moments when she faced criticism for her public comments and actions. She began her journey as a model before transitioning into acting, where she landed small roles in various films. Her breakthrough came in 1990 with Total Recall, directed by Paul Verhoeven, which brought her widespread recognition. But then, an interesting moment happened with her involvement in a fundraising effort for mosquito nets in Tanzania in 2005, which was criticized for poor planning and execution, as only a fraction of the pledged amount was raised. When Sharon Stone attended the World Economic Forum in 2005, she pledged $10,000 to buy bed nets for Tanzania and urged others to donate, claiming to have raised $1 million in minutes. However, most of the pledges went unfulfilled, and only $140,000 was collected. Tanzania, having been told to expect $1 million, had planned a free distribution campaign based on that promise. In the end, UNICEF had to step in and cover the missing $860,000 to fund the campaign. Stone's effort, though well-meaning, was criticized as a publicity stunt that left others to shoulder the burden. Her actions also disrupted local markets. Tanzanian bed net manufacturers, who had invested in production and distribution, expressed anger, fearing free nets would undermine their business and discourage people from buying nets. Stone's unfulfilled pledge and the resulting issues highlighted the risks of impulsive charity initiatives. Criticism and scandals affected her career, and gradually but noticeably, her presence and charisma began to fade. Furthermore, her remarks about the 2008 Sichuan earthquake, which were widely seen as insensitive, led to backlash and a boycott of her films in China. While at the Cannes Film Festival, she criticized China's treatment of Tibet, saying, "I'm not happy about the way the Chinese are treating the Tibetans because I don't think anyone should be unkind to anyone else." She went on to suggest the devastating earthquake might be karma for China's actions in Tibet, sparking outrage. The remarks shocked many, including fashion brand Christian Dior, which swiftly dropped the 50-year-old actress from its campaigns. Dior released a statement expressing regret over her inappropriate remarks and announced the immediate cancellation of all advertising and marketing activities involving Stone in China. The company emphasized its respect for the Chinese people and extended condolences to those affected by the earthquake. Realizing the backlash, Stone issued an apology through Dior China. "My erroneous words and deeds angered and saddened the Chinese people, and I sincerely apologize for this," she said. Stone also expressed her willingness to help with earthquake relief efforts, adding, "I'm willing to participate in any earthquake relief activity and to do my utmost to help Chinese people affected by the disaster." Dior, one of the first international brands to establish a strong presence in China, made it clear that it did not support her comments and reaffirmed its commitment to its Chinese clientele. The controversy served as a stark reminder of the consequences of public figures making careless statements about sensitive issues. And it's interesting to point out that when Trump won the 2016 election, many Hollywood celebrities reacted negatively, with some even saying they would leave the United States if he became president. One of the first to make such a statement was Whoopi Goldberg. Earlier that year on The View, she joked about moving away if Trump won. After the election, her comments became more serious. She criticized Trump, calling him a fool, and expressed concerns about the impact of his presidency, again suggesting she might leave the country. Snoop Dogg was another celebrity who reacted to Trump's win and thought about leaving the U.S. He posted a photo of Toronto's CN Tower on Instagram and asked his friend Drake for help finding a place to live. However, Sharon Stone, surprisingly, was not one of the active celebrities who were opposed to Trump in 2016. Then Sharon Stone made a return to acting in 2018 and has remained active in the industry since then. In 2018, Stone starred in Steven Soderbergh's HBO mystery series Mosaic. In 2020, Stone took on the role of a wealthy heiress in Netflix's psychological thriller series Ratched, a prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. In 2021, she continued her involvement in film, appearing as herself in Billy Crystal's dramedy Here Today and joining the cast of the Netflix romantic drama Beauty, directed by Andrew Dosunmu. In 2024, interview with The Guardian, Cher, a fellow entertainer, expressed similar sentiments, stating, "If he gets in, who knows? This time I will leave the country." These statements reflect Stone's long-standing opposition to Trump's political agenda and her willingness to take significant personal steps in response to his potential leadership. And now Sharon Stone has expressed her intention to relocate to Italy following the re-election of Donald Trump as President of the United States. During a press conference at the Torino Film Festival in Italy, Stone criticized American voters, describing the nation as naive, ignorant, and arrogant, and likening it to an adolescent in its development. She highlighted that a significant portion of Americans lack passports, suggesting this contributes to their insularity and lack of global perspective. Stone's critique extended to the political choices of Americans, expressing frustration over the re-election of Trump. She emphasized the importance of collective responsibility in governance and societal issues, urging both men and women to stand against harmful behaviors and policies. Her comments reflect a deep disappointment with the current political climate in the U.S. and a desire for a more informed and engaged electorate. And that's it for today.